Good evening, I'm Steve Hensley. We want to begin this special 7 o'clock newscast tonight with some breaking news and a traffic alert. It's happening in Pike County at this hour. At least the northbound lanes of US 23 are shut down near Hideaway Novelties on North Mayo Trail in Pikeville due to a serious crash. Police say it could be closed for an extended period of time. They are urging drivers to use alternate routes. Emergency personnel are on the scene. We do not know yet if anyone was killed. We do have a reporter on the scene, and he's just telling me it may be the southbound lanes closed too. But nevertheless, you need to avoid that area. Again, this is on US 23 in Pikeville. We're awaiting more information on the crash and if anybody was hurt or killed. As we get more information, we'll of course pass it along here and on WYMT.com and the WYMT News app. A group of high school students were recognized by local officials today for helping out a local fire department. Around 60 students from the Floyd County Area Technology Center worked on HVAC and electrical wiring for the Left Beaver Volunteer Fire Department. Today they were recognized by officials for their hard work. The principal of the Floyd County Area Technology Center, Jeff Shannon, says it was great to see kids put what they have learned to work.
Excellent opportunity for our students to gain some experience, on the job experience, to build their resume and get those fine skills needed. They've installed thousands of feet of conduit, wiring. They've done the service entry. They've installed the HVAC units.
Shannon says most of the students are already certified in their respective fields. He says they will now take their knowledge into the workforce. The Beacons of Hope Addiction Recovery Campus in Hazard recently opened 2 new elements of its program. The Beacons of Hope Men's Facility and the program's PIC line services are now open. Beacons of Hope staff say the PIC line facility will help provide several services that would otherwise be offered in a medical setting. The men's facility can open doors to the campus, welcoming couples in recovery and possibly families in the future.
You get a lot of, couples that's out there struggling with addiction, and a lot of them don't want to separate and go real far apart from each other. And I think it helps, especially bringing, people like that in, because they know, they're just, right here on campus together. Even though they can't, interact with each other, but they can semi-recover, in the same vicinity.
Those with Beacons of Hope say they plan to host a ribbon-cutting ceremony for the newest additions later this summer.
Dry weather continues across the mountains for your Wednesday, and those current temperatures are mild as you walk out the door for any dinner plans. Most of us right now in the middle to upper 70s, 75 in Jackson, 73 for Pikeville, sitting at 78 right now for London, up to 80 at this hour for Manchester, also in Middlesboro. But the good news up on radar, we are quiet, all thanks to high pressure, and that will continue as we go into tonight as well. We stay dry, but clouds do increase across the mountains. Those overnight lows falling into the middle and upper 50s as you wake up on your Thursday. But we are tracking more changes by Thursday, also into Friday, and also into Mother's Day weekend as well, as more showers are going to be possible, and some of those could be on the heavy side as well. So be sure that you have that First Alert weather app and you stay weather aware into your Thursday, as more showers are going to be possible. Higher rain chances on Friday, also into Mother's Day weekend, and then possibly a little bit of a cool down by next week. All those details coming up in just a few minutes. Steve?
Cameron, thank you. New York Congressman George Santos pleaded not guilty in court today on several charges. In a 13-count indictment, federal investigators accused Santos of duping donors, stealing from his campaign, and lying to Congress.
That in 4 months, 5 months, I'm indicted.
Santos could face up to 20 years in prison if convicted. Police in Richmond, Virginia are investigating a deadly shooting inside a hospital. Police say it happened just after midnight inside a stairwell at VCU. They say it began as a fight between 2 men, and the hospital was immediately placed on lockdown. One of the men was pronounced dead at the scene. The other was quickly taken into custody. In the Middle East today, sirens sounded across Israel after more than 60 rockets were launched from Gaza toward that country. This after Israeli military strikes killed 3 leaders of a Palestinian militant group. The Rear Admiral of Israel's Defense Forces says more than 500,000 Israelis scrambled to shelters. Israel Defense Forces chief spokesman says rockets have never before been fired from the West Bank into Israel. He blames Islamic Jihad commanders for today's incident.